Hello and welcome back to I'm Right, He's Ron with my co-host Tanyel.
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm splendid actually. I'm here sitting in pretty pink.
I know.
I'm
What did I
feeling
say?
good.
Oh boo.
This is Abu. You know my friend
Hey boo, you know.
you know my friend Connor Rice and Yvonne, who I went on holiday with.
It's their brand.
This is actually their brand.
actually
I'm
really
actually
cute.
dropping it in for a little bit of a plug here, so they better thank me for this. But yeah, this is their merch. And
No,
I'm actually,
I love pink. You look really nice.
Oh, thanks. Although I'm losing tan, I need a holiday.
Me too. I need a holiday.
Shut up.
No,
Look at
seriously,
you.
I actually need a holiday. I feel like I need to just get away. Life has been stressful lately.
See, the thing is, right? See, she's trying to leak this in that she's had like a rough week, but I'm not letting her talk about why she's had a rough week. We're gonna leave it there. We might talk about it on a later episode, but for her own benefit, and she'll thank me later as a friend.
Whatever.
We're not talking about it. So
Ron
come
is-
on then.
Ron's very protective over me, unfortunately.
I am protecting her on this episode. But go on then. What have you seen? What do I need to be caught up on the world that you've seen? Because your world, I feel like, is a bit different.
Are you talking about Dubai?
Yeah, you mentioned this, and
okay.
I come on then, because
All right.
basically she's been talking to me about this all week, where something's happened in Dubai. Right? I don't really see this sort of stuff. My feed is completely different, but you've seen something a bit mental in Dubai. And I love Dubai. It's my favorite place. But she's now trying to convince me that I shouldn't be going to Dubai.
Well, I'm not saying you can't be going to Dubai, because I might be going to Dubai. But I actually am put off of Dubai so much because of all the stuff I've heard, like with the whole porta potty stuff. And I know this is like been going on for quite a while. But there was like a recent thing. I actually don't know when this happened, guys. So don't quote me on anything I'm going to say. Like, I haven't actually educated myself fully, but I have like heard
Brilliant.
about
That's
this.
always a good start when we're talking about a subject,
Oh,
when we
shut it.
haven't educated ourselves properly on
but
it.
as in, like, I don't know the truth, the facts. I've just heard, obviously, what's going around and what I've seen on social.
Okay, so we're fueling the rumours here.
Yeah, basically.
All right, brilliant.
But it's a really sad story. Like, there's this girl, she's an influencer, and she went to Dubai. And she went to one of these porta potty things. I don't know if she actually...
What is a porta potty?
So, for you that don't know, it's like... Oh, I don't bloody know because I've not been to one. But from my understanding, you would have heard about it. But
I've never heard of the word porta potty. That sounds
okay,
like something
so
a toddler
in
goes
Dubai,
to like
there's
shit
like
in.
these parties, these fucked up parties, right? Where people go to. I don't know if it's just influencers or like just girls. And they go in, and obviously the guys give them like money for it, like a big amount of money. And they basically just get fucked. But it's not even like a normal prostitution. It's like they get shat on. They make them eat their shit. Like, I've heard things like they make them be sick, eat their own vomit, get fucked in all different holes.
yeah.
Like, it's actually torture. It's disgusting what they do.
Yeah, but I have seen. This has been going on for years, right?
Yeah.
Where
So that's the
I have
thing.
seen this. This was in the papers like years ago.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, like, it's always been around, which is just disgusting. I can't even believe. Like, when I first heard of it, I thought, no, this can't be true. Like, it's a joke.
Girls out there getting their bread.
Yeah, but you know what? Oh, it's so disgusting. But what is so sad about this situation, again, like I said, guys, I don't know the full situation. Yeah. So this influencer who went, I don't know if she knew what she was getting into. Because I think I've heard situations where in Dubai now, some girls know that they go into this. I don't know if they know they're going to a porta potty party and they're going to have been like to be treated to that extent and be tortured. Or some of them do know, some of them don't. Some of them just think, oh, I'm just going to sell myself for one night, right? Whatever it be, like, I don't agree with it anyway. But I don't know if in this situation she actually was aware or she thought she was just going to a normal party. So don't quote me on that because I really don't know if she was actually aware of it or not. Either way, she was left on the side of the road, spine broken, like literally parts of her body broken. It's fucked. She was tortured for like, I think it was 10 days or something like that, like by multiple men. Like, they tortured her. Like, it's so sad and so disgusting because even if she agreed to it, right? Again, like I said, I don't know.
Nah, you can't agree. She definitely agreed to that.
Yeah, definitely not. But like, even if she agreed to sell herself, yeah, for whatever cash, I don't know. Yeah, nothing like that is worth anything to me. But whether she agreed to it or not, and knew what she was getting into or not, that is so disgusting. And it just makes me think like Dubai is not as safe as what people think it is.
Well,
it's
a
really,
crime.
really not.
That's flat out a crime.
It's not just rape, it's torture. And it's just made me scared because I don't go to parties like that. I don't put myself in them sorts of like environments or situations. But what if I went to Dubai and I didn't know that I just thought I was going to a party, yeah? I wouldn't anyway. But like, what if I was just going to a normal party and I thought, oh, I trust these, I don't know, these boys that I know or whatever, or like they're friends of mine, and I end up getting trapped into this sort of situation. Like, what I'm trying to say is, it's so fucked up. Like, I can't believe that this is the world. And like, they make out that Dubai is so strict and it's so like, it's so safe and this is that, but it's actually got such a deep, dark side to it, and it's so bad.
Yeah, but Dubai's always had that, like, it's always had the dark side of Dubai. Like, I feel like everyone's kind of known about it because there's a lot of money out there. People do anything for money. There's some wild stuff that you end up seeing in the last, like, however many years, right? But I feel like that's everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we hear the stories because Dubai is, like, very
that.
strict. Like, it is, like, you'd think, oh, no, it's the safest place ever. I think when you say Dubai is safe, it's more the fact that when you go there, you can leave your phone on the side. You can leave your Chanel bag on like the beach. No one's touching that because they're, I don't know, scared that their hand's going to get cut off. That's why it's safe. But like any country, there's an even darker side where you can always pay a certain amount of money to have private boats where something's happening, or private rooms, or like there are people in the world that there's still crimes that happen everywhere. It's just the punishment's even bigger over there. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, that's absolutely vile what's happened to her. But you could kind of question, be like, oh, it depends whether she's actually known what she's getting into.
That's the thing. Like, I don't want to say she knew or didn't know, because I actually don't know. But either way, it's wrong though.
Of course it is. If she didn't know, that's wild. And there should definitely be, like, I'm assuming she's going, I don't know, she must be going through some sort of procedure to actually,
I don't actually know.
She'll be able to give names. She would have met people and would have been able to give names to, like,
again, all
police.
these stories, like, you know what you see in the news, it's like you don't know like what is true and what isn't true, right? But I've seen some things to say that apparently she's like been silenced and she's too scared to say anything, and that is what is so sad about this situation.
Does she live there? Does she live in the country?
I don't think so. I don't think she does. No, I think she was just on there for holiday, and she was meant to go to Thailand after or something like that. She was meant to travel, and then obviously people noticed that she wasn't.
So I would
she was trapped for literally that many days.
I would literally well, obviously she's probably going to be in the hospital, come back, and then you'd have to go through authorities.
Yeah. But that's the thing though, for people to not find out who does this at these parties, it goes to show how much power, like, money can buy you. It's actually so scary. Or like, who are these people that they can get away with this shit? Like, it's so disgusting. But more than anything, like, why would you, like, I'm just trying to understand what goes through their mind. Like, why would it turn you on to all fuck the same woman, like, literally torture her?
All starts on with weird fetishes. You know, people got weird fetishes. People ask us, even if you go as low as people asking for feet pictures, there are certain people with mad little fetishes that are just, I think, fueled by, like, the world of porn and things like that, which is just people, I don't know, they just abuse any situation. They feel like because they've got, like, millions of pounds, they can just go, right, give this girl 10 grand and she'll do whatever. All right, I don't want to be that guy to say it, but just don't put yourself in those situations for, like, a load of money. Yeah, but even if, right, how much there should, in your mind, there should not be a single amount of money.
Of course not.
To one, sell yourself or sell your soul to put yourself in that situation. Like, I know everyone's out there to get their bag and all this sort of stuff, but you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation by giving someone that power because there's money involved.
Yeah,
like,
I get what you're saying.
A bit,
I understand what you're saying.
There's no, like, it's not acceptable,
yeah,
of course. Like, at the end of the day, they're committing a crime. Like, they are in the fucking, like, there is no justification for that. But then
you can say then with prostitution, prostitutes, can they turn around and say, like, I've been raped? Because you can say that.
Yeah, of course.
So it's the same thing. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, so you can sit there and say, I chose to sleep with this person for money, but I didn't choose to go through that. Do you get where I'm coming from?
That's true. But I think the type of people that are...
They basically tried to kill her. Like,
yeah,
it's so sick.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, the type of people who are basically paying for that service, call it, they're not going to be the right people. They're not going to be the nice people of the world. Like, fact. I just don't think anyone who's doing that is a very safe person to be around.
Yeah.
And you're putting yourself in a bit of a dangerous situation. Like, in an ideal world, obviously this wouldn't happen and it should be just a transaction, blah, 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 whatever. Unfortunately, the world isn't a nice place.
No.
We were talking about it. Like, I'm, 27, nearly 28. You're 28. And,
28. I'm getting
10 years ago, it probably did happen, but nowhere near as much as it does now.
Yeah.
This world is mad now. That's why people don't go out as much. The clubbing scene's dying. I don't know, what is it, 400 pubs shut every week or whatever the stat is for it. Every club shut in. The only places that basically stay open are the ones where the people are flaunting 20 grand, 50 grand a night on tables. They're the only places that stay alive because of margins, because they're like more the elite clubs where people have got money. Other than that, the scene's dying. Girls don't feel safe going out. Frankly, like, I mean, when I go out, I wouldn't say I don't feel safe, but I feel like I have to have a lot more wits about me
Than we used
than I used to.
100%.
Like, I remember going out in London, bearing in mind I was, I lived in Essex and I was going out in Hertfordshire. Like, you'd call it the countryside. We'd go out in London at like 17, 18.
Yeah.
We could go into any bar, club, whatever it was. We felt like we was on top of the world, and we was 18. If I looked at an 18-year-old now going out in London, I'd feel like, well, you need to be careful, mate. Especially girls. Like, I don't know. It's wild. I hate it, but what can you do about it?
Even London's fucked, I suppose. But yeah, I just couldn't believe this story. But I have also heard stories like in the past, when it first was happening anyway, that even then, when girls did agree to go in and having sex for the night, they'd be told it's just like sex for the night with one person, went and done their shopping. Again, just so you know, like, obviously I'm so against that stuff. Like, I really believe in God. Like, I get scared of stuff like that. I could never, nothing could buy me. Like, I have not even had a one night stand. Do you know what I mean? So like, I am so against that and away from that world. But I'm just trying to be open-minded in the sense of, like, even then when I've heard stories and they've like agreed to a night of sex, they've gone for shopping, like the guys bought them everything, then they've gone onto like a yacht, and then in the end what's ended up happening is there's 4 guys, they've basically tortured them, done this, that to them. Like, it's still so fucked. Like, okay, so we are going to play a game where we basically see how well we know each other. Yeah
I'm not gonna lie. As much as
this is gonna be hard.
Well, as much as me and Tan have been best friends for like 2.5 years.
It's hard. It is actually hard. These questions are hard.
Like, we was sorting something out, right? Like last week, I didn't even know her birthday, and I know my friend's birthday.
How dare you?
I literally text you and I was like, right, when's your birthday? And you was like, oh, I don't know yours.
I don't know
either.
yours, to be.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't lie. I can't even lie. I'm just trying to.
Like, I know all your like toxic traits, and I know all your sort of stuff like that, but I don't know I barely know anything about you.
Okay, right. Let's start.
Right, come on, give us the good ones.
Oh, okay. If I had a hall pass for one celeb, who would it be?
Oh. See, I don't know whether to go down the route of like, would it be like, some people pick the old good-looking guy. I don't think you would. I don't know. Like, some people go like, oh, George Clooney or something.
No. Was that your guess?
Yeah.
Ooh.
A lot of girls are like into like the old. When they say about the hall pass, they always go into like this old guy, like Piers Brosnan or like George Clooney or Leonardo DiCaprio would probably be like a good hall pass.
Okay, no. Massimo from 365 Days, all day.
Oh,
fucking mashallah, he's a thing.
To be fair, he's a good looking guy.
I know who you used to tell me in the villa who would be yours, but I've forgotten her name. The singer.
Oh, I didn't even think of that then.
Yeah, but I remembered that.
Yeah, well, go on, what's her name?
I've got a name, man. Come on. But you know who, at least I know who you're talking about.
Madison Beer.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. If I had a hall
cute.
pass, it would be Madison Beer.
Yeah.
She's just been like, I've said like,
why do you fancy her so much?
She's just levels. She's just levels. There's something about her. It's just every bloke would say, but I would say 80% of people know Madison Beer is just like, that's the one.
She's gorgeous, but I just wouldn't have thought that would be your first pick.
Why? Who would you think's my first pick?
Oh, actually, who's really sexy? Megan Fox.
Old school Megan Fox. Yeah, like the boys will know this anyway. Well, to be clear, girls, Transformers Megan Fox. Before she started doing like all the wild stuff with like, what was his name? MGK. Yeah, outrageous. That's like,
she's stunning.
But that's like me
but
as
she's like sexy all over, just sexy though.
Yeah,
she's
that's
not
like me as a 15. That's like me as a 15-year-old watching Transformers, like sort of learning that she was actually like elite. Whereas Madison Beer is like, that's wifey.
Yeah.
She's just oh.
That's who you want to end up marrying. Okay. What's my most toxic trait in relationships? In my relationship.
Where do I start? You are
Don't try this. Don't do that to me.
toxic. I would say that you would always look to get even on someone.
I'll give you that. I
Yeah,
can't even lie.
that would be probably the thing that winds me up the most about you is that there's no like reason. So it'd be like
It's an eye for an eye.
yeah, it'd be like if I did something bad to Tanyel, not that I don't even know what I could possibly do to you. It'd be bad. It wouldn't be oh, why did you do that? Like, you know, you'd be like, nah, fuck him. Like I'm out to get him now. I'm gonna do something 10 times worse. It's not even getting even. You want to do one step above.
Okay, I agree. Not with friendships though.
No, you do that in relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is wrong. Can we just get that out there?
No, it's not.
I think you're quite toxic.
Men love toxic.
See, this is what I mean.
I actually don't think you're toxic.
I know I'm not.
The only thing I think is though, I don't really think you have double standards, but
Yeah.
I do feel like in a way you do a little bit.
Whoa. Example. Come on. Point, example, explain, evidence, whatever it's called.
I feel like you could maybe do something that you don't think is bad,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't like it being done to you.
Whoa. Like what?
I think I shouldn't have answered this question because I feel like I'll get you in trouble.
I can see reason from both sides. I'm very good at seeing both sides of the story.
But I think you put yourself on a pedestal, and I feel like you are a Leo. Leos do this. Don't get too offended.
You think I put myself on a pedestal? You know why? Because I fucking deserve to be on that pedestal.
Yeah, but I think Leos love themselves. It's all about them.
Whoa. No. I'm fact checking this.
So I feel like if you had a partner, I feel like it would be like it's all about you and how you feel. I love you, Ron. Love you.
Joe, what's wild about that is that off camera, I can tell you now, I don't think she believes that because she knows whenever I've been in like a relationship or if I'm ever, this is what I mean, toxic. If I'm with someone, I will put myself absolutely lost for them. I prioritize everyone else but myself. I'm the opposite of a Leo when it comes to that stuff.
You know what? Actually, I'll give you that because even in our friendship, I think you prioritize me a lot as well.
Yeah, see?
I'll give you that.
Yeah, see? I don't have any. I love this. So this is why, even though I put myself on a pedestal and I deserve to be there because I am actually like...
That's what I'm... You already fucked it. I'm taking it back.
Okay, all right, fine. I see, I've ruined it there.
What's one thing you've done that would shock your parents?
Oh, see, I hate this because I know full well my parents actually listen to this. Is this just going to remind them as well?
Or like, what's one thing that you would never want them to know?
Well, oh yeah, because I'll out that, won't I?
Oh, you
joking?
Okay,
no
something that's.
I remember one of probably the worst things I remember. Looking back, one of the worst things I remember them finding out was I think the first time round on Love Island, there was that. You was there for it. It was that challenge where it was air your dirty laundry.
Yeah, go on. What was it? I can't remember.
And everyone else was like saying all these. Basically, on the show, you have to fill out this sheet before you go on. And everyone, in my opinion, everyone you should put like your worst stuff because if you give them good stories, you get told by people that have been on it in the past. If you say good stories, they're going to use that and they'll probably have you on the show. I don't have that many. I just had one really bad one, which I look back now and I'm so embarrassed for. And we was on the challenge and everyone was saying that they was getting asked these questions about dirty laundry. And I remember like one of them, I can't remember which girl it was. One of them was like, oh, I'm a plane spotter. And I was like, what? That's not even that bad.
What?
And then there was a few others that come out and I was like, oh my God, I'm really going to regret this because I know what my answer is or what I put down.
Yeah.
And it was that I'd had sex in a restaurant. And I remember as soon as I answered that, I was so embarrassed because I was the worst one there and thinking to myself, my mum and dad are going to watch this. My mum and dad have just...
You actually care though. Like you're a guy. I feel like most guys wouldn't give a shit.
No, I don't tell my parents anything.
You're so private, innit?
I've fucking... That ship's long sailed. I remember I don't tell them anything to do with... relationships. I don't tell them to do with too much of my life. It is bad. I do know it because I remember, the other day, I was in the car with my dad. I think we was going to the tip or something, and he was like, we do worry about you because we saw the podcast episode about you talking about anxiety and things like this. He was like, you don't really talk to us, and I'm like, well, you don't
so
really need to know that stuff.
sweet.
Like, I've got people I talk to about it, and he was like, well, this is the thing. Like, you obviously worry like me and mum and things like that, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You know
like,
what, Ron?
here we
I've got to
go.
say though, you've got the best parents ever. I love them.
Yeah, I know.
They're so sweet.
They are good. They do care, but I just don't talk to them about that sort of stuff because I don't tell my stuff to anyone. But I remember that one particular story that came out, and luckily when I got home, I think it was so early on in the season that they didn't actually bring it up. Well, I mean, I'd probably remind them that. Please tell me that they haven't listened to this. I'll find out in about a week's time.
Yeah.
But that was the most embarrassing thing that I think I'd ever aired. And it was probably the worst. I think it's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Great at the time, but...
Yeah, I would have thought that for you as well, to be fair.
Grim.
Because you get embarrassed about stuff like that.
Well, yeah. How awful is that?
What do you think is my worst thing that my parents don't know about me?
I don't know, because I feel like you act like such a bit of an angel to your parents.
Oh, I don't think so. I really
No?
don't think so.
Do you tell your parents a lot?
There's certain things I can tell them, there's certain things I really can't tell them because they're so old school.
Well, that's the thing. They might, like, very traditional parents said that you don't really tell them stuff about, like, private life.
Yeah.
Especially, like, when you're young.
Yeah.
Now, they're never going to ask these questions, are they? Like, I'm not being funny. I'm 27 years of age. But I don't know. I don't feel like you used to get about back in the day either. I feel like you were quite, like, I don't know what the word is.
So, okay, my biggest thing that I would probably never admit to them, and this is so stupid because they're not thick, they know, but I would still to say till this day, yeah, I'm a virgin. Duh. And they would literally know that I'm lying.
Yeah, but why would you say that?
No, I don't. But I lied 4 times, and they believed it. And I'd be
Why
like,
though? Because they'd be
thick.
angry.
No, don't ask me. They're so inner. My parents are so inner. If any Turkish parents you meet, yeah, are so like, oh my God, that's frowned upon. That's so bad. This is that. Boy, deny till you die. I'm innocent, bro.
I must admit, that's one conversation that I don't think I've ever had with my
I could never say I've
parents.
had sex.
I could never talk about sex. I could never talk about stuff that goes on in that. Like, I think the problem is with parents, it fuels their minds. And this is so bad because I imagine, I don't know, it depends how close. I'm close to my parents, but I don't tell them things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I am close to my parents. Like, we talk all the time. You know, I can tell them a lot of things. I mean, I don't, but I could. Like, I could always come to my parents, but I just would not tell them about my private life.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm seeing someone, I will. The only time I will tell my parents if I'm seeing someone or if I'm with someone is if I'm going to introduce them to her.
Yeah.
And, you know, it gets to that point where I do feel bad because I want to tell my parents those sorts of things. But at the same time, I'm like, do you know what it is? I can't be asked with the fucking interrogation. You get it. And your parents, you come home, you tell your parents that that you're seeing someone or that you're with someone. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, where did you meet her? When you're here? How long you been seeing her? You know, how old is she? All this sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can have a normal conversation about it. It's fine. But come on.
Yeah.
Like, just, I don't like it.
No, I don't blame you.
It's grim.
Okay. What would be the biggest lie I've ever told? Do you think? We're just guessing, yeah? It doesn't have to be right.
Body count.
Fucking prick!
I think if someone asked you what your body count is, you'd say like 2.
No, I've actually never lied about that. I swear to you, I've actually never lied about that.
You know the theory.
It's really low.
You know the theory for like.
Wait. What do you think is low though? This is a good
No,
one.
this could get us in.
Wait,
Okay.
No, but who gives a shit, man?
All right. So
what do you think? What would put you off a girl? Like, what do you think is a decent body count?
What age? Our age.
Okay, I'm 28.
All right. So if we're saying like 28, have you been in relationship, single? How long are it like?
Does that matter? Just body count.
Well, yeah, it does matter because if you've been in relationships, like if you've
But
gone
what
from
if
relationship,
what if I've been in 10 relationships?
well then that's fine. Yeah, of course that's fine. You've
Okay,
been
so
in
you're basing it off
relationships.
if they've had like one night stands and stuff.
If you haven't had relationships, if you've had like one relationship and you're 28, I'm not expecting, and you said to me your body count's like 30. Oh, I don't like that. I know that's bad, and I know I'm gonna get called out for it because people talk about like double standards and stuff. But I personally don't like that as much. Would it put me off them completely? No, but I'd rather. That's why I can tell you this for a fact. I'll never ask a girl for a body count.
Really?
It like sends my.
See,
anxiety
I've never
through the
been
roof.
with someone who hasn't.
I'm a jealous person.
Who hasn't really tried to find out.
I'm a jealous person.
Okay.
Very jealous person. So if I were to find out, it would either put me off or I'd constantly be thinking about all the others and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So whenever if I'm with someone, I don't want to ask them questions about their past, and that's why you don't really want to talk about your exes and things like this, because I wouldn't want someone asking me those questions, even though they're not bad. I wouldn't want to talk about it. I just think it's a horrible subject. But I would say if a girl has at 28, I don't know whether I'm so out of touch, but if a girl has less than 10, then you're a good one.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd say less than 5.
I'd love that personally.
Okay.
Like in my ideal world, yeah, of course, but I have to be a realist where I'm
think
28 years old. That's 10 years of beats.
I think 1 to 8 is it's okay.
What, for a girl?
Yeah, 1 to 7 even.
What, at our age? I think that's, great. Yeah, I think that's like but I don't know if I'm putting it at it, but do you reckon there's many of them?
Yeah.
Yeah? What about for a bloke?
To be honest, I don't give a shit how many people they slept with, as long as they're just sleeping with me when I'm with them.
If a bloke had like 100. Yeah, see, so there is a limit.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
There's a limit.
Trash.
100's a lot at 28. And a lot of people have 100.
No, because that means you ain't got no class. You're trash. You fuck
What
anything
about if
and
you're
everything.
really good looking? You might have just really good looking people that you sleep with.
No, it doesn't matter, because that means then you don't need to be desperate for these girls. That means
don't
people are
have to be
throwing themselves at
desperate.
you. That means that if anything, you want to be like more selective. Nah, don't read that.
Yeah,
at
you
all.
can still be selective, but still get the ones that you want. Remember, it's been 10 years.
Yeah, no, don't.
For me, anything more than like anything more than 50, you're. I think you've been getting about.
For a guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
For a girl, yeah, no chance. Sorry, fact.
That is such double standards. I so agree.
But do you know what it is, right? And I'll hand on heart, I'll happily admit that there is a double standard in that world.
Yeah, and there is. And
but you know what
really
I've seen?
I agree.
I've seen this is a big talking subject that I've seen over the years. A lot of people have this. I don't know whether you're going to kick off about this, but
Go on.
I actually think you agree. Boys' body count isn't seen as much of a big deal.
It's not.
Because it is harder for a bloke to get laid than it is a girl. No, yeah, it's harder. So, for example, girls can get anyone they want. Fact. Girls can go around.
Yeah, because men are thirsty.
Because if a girl went out a night out and she went to sleep with someone, she could that night easy, no problems. But a lot of blokes don't have that. A lot of blokes couldn't have that. So I think they'll have a higher body count because they will either lower their standards or they'll go with the ones that can, and they'll just fish around for it. And they'll have a higher body count because they're, like say, more thirsty for it. Whereas girls aren't. So I think that's why boys have the double standard of if a girl has been about that much, they're just getting themselves out and they're being a bit...
I feel like it's a lot more deeper for a woman.
You have the power. Girls have pussy power. It's true. It sounds terrible, but you have the power to get anyone you want and to sleep with anyone or to get it when you want. Whereas blokes don't have that. So I say we as if I'm part of that. Not that I'm like, I'm not putting myself on a pedestal again, but that's why I think the double standard exists. And it is wrong. It is wrong because it should be the same, but it's not, unfortunately.
Okay, you need to answer this. Yeah, this will test how well you really know me. If I was arrested, what would it be most likely for? If you don't get this right, you are so stupid.
Her, I know it. Probably caving Edis's head in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you think I'd be arrested for? See, the thing is...
I think you're too fucking good.
See, this is the thing.
Oh.
Do you know what the best thing is about doing this podcast, yeah? And about the whole concept of us being... like, I don't know, having difference of opinion, controversial, like getting to know each other, all these sorts of things. Do you know why it's so good to be me? Because I just don't have anything bad for you to say.
Man.
And you hate it. I know you hate it.
It's so annoying, honestly.
And do you know what the best thing is? Do you know what? I've just turned this episode into like basically a Love Me episode. Someone pointed this out to me. the fact that they were like, oh, you don't really show Tanyel like your kind side, like your softer
said
side. I can't say who.
Oh.
And basically they were like, oh, what do you mean like you're different? I'm like, what? Tan's from North, like when I don't need to be like soft, and I don't need to be like this nice person. I can just be funny. You never see that care inside, but you know I've got it. You just hate the fact.
I have so seen your care inside. Like on Love Island, you were so
2
caring.
years ago.
No, as in you are caring. I think you're so caring. If I ever have a problem and I come to you one-on-one, or not on this, where you're stunting, I think you're such a caring person.
I know. Just keep feeding me these things. See
up,
the way I
shut
just
up.
set them up for the little alley-oop that you can just give it to me.
I want to do it.
It's great because I just know I'm good.
But that is so annoying. I actually don't think you'd ever get arrested for anything.
I think if I was to get arrested for something, it would be doing something stupid, pissed. Well, basically, what we've gathered from that is, well, to be fair, we didn't even do questions that were how well do we know each other. It was basically airing our dirty laundry and stuff about us. And really, what we sussed out is that you have a lot of worse stuff than me.
I know. That's really sad, though. I'm trying to find something that makes you look bad.
Well, there isn't. There's nothing that you could ask me that I think is going to be...
What's one question you're scared I'll ask you on this podcast?
Oh, no. Because then you'll ask it.
I know what you're scared I'll ask you.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We can end it there.
I love it.
If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and also comment on any topics or anything that you specifically want us to talk about. It helps us a lot because, trust me, trying to have conversation or interesting conversation with Tanya is like getting blood out of a stone. So yes, any comments about topics or anything like that would be greatly appreciated. But that is over and out for this week. And yeah.
Thank you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe.